In part one of what do adaptogens really make you feel like, I talked about adaptogens in general. Well, that's nice, but what about the individual adaptogen? In this video, I'm going to break down the top individual adaptogens from around the world and tell you a little bit of their benefits and what they make you feel like. This is Christian Bates with Longevity Power. So adaptogens, by definition, build resilience to stress. They are a category of nutrition, a cornerstone of health for so many. They're time-tested for thousands of years in traditions all around the world. Herbal traditions, hunter-gatherer traditions, traditions that are ancient and are now being passed down to modern civilizations with modern studies to prove their efficacy. The efficacy of an adaptogen is never in one compound, but in the dozens of compounds that work together. And that's what makes adaptogens so interesting, is that they have such a holistic quality, but they're not subtle. They actually make you feel really good right away, like for that day, for the hours after you take them. They are really important, and they're not just healthful. Yes, the wisdom of taking an adaptogen is that it has cumulative effects. You take it daily for a while, and then when you cycle off of it, you keep those benefits. The benefits are that adaptogens help your body adapt to stress. They make you more resilient. They help increase your ability to have endurance and focus, and to not have fatigue when you do hit stress. Hitting good stress, like athletic stress, is normal, but we want to be able to go harder and longer at the gym. And hitting bad stress, whether that's pollution, traffic, sitting around, all of those things are not good, but we need to be able to handle those things without breaking down our health. We need to be able to push through so that at the end of a stressful day, you still feel really great, thanks in part or in large part to the adaptogens that you took. Adaptogens are almost like exercise for like your adrenals, in that over time you become more impervious to things that normally might make you want to tap out and need to rest or get sick. Adaptogens have so many studies that indicate that they may help with so many issues, including just having a better mood, better focus, and curbing the anxiety and helping you tap into that deep reservoir of energy that you were born with. Maybe you lost, but let's get it back, starting by learning more about the individual adaptogens. So in no particular order, let's start with the medicinal mushrooms. A lot of people's favorite medicinal mushroom is Reishi Mushroom. Reishi is this red conch, grows out of a tree and other things. Reishi has this distinct mental calm and clarity that it gives one. Now, it has hundreds of studies demonstrating that it is this powerhouse for your immune system, but I really find that the deep reservoir of energy feeling that it gives me, combined with almost this like perception shift mentally, I find it so fascinating. I mean, if you're into plant medicine, or even if you're into magic mushrooms, reishi is not. None of the medicinal mushrooms are hallucinogenic at all, but reishi gives just a little bit of a shift. Nothing that would be bad for driving or operating heavy machinery or being sociable, but actually reishi is going to be an amazing social lubricant. In fact, whenever I go to a house party or a potluck, I'll often bring an elixir made with reishi and other top adaptogens that I'll address today, so that whether someone's drinking alcohol or not, they can drink some of this, and it's going to impart health, give them a nice elevated mood, a little bit of a fun perception shift, and it can be a social lubricant. So reishi is really cool and fun that way, especially when you take a larger dosage. It does give you this kind of little bit magical feeling, but also a nice grounded feeling. All right, moving on a little quicker, I'm going to go through just some of the benefits briefly and the distinct feelings that it gives you. Chaga mushroom. Now, chaga is this wild mushroom. When you make an extract out of it, it becomes this black and orange, like pure pigment. It has melanin in it, and it's great for your immune system. It gives my mind like a little bit of a rush, and I feel more endurance, so I can go harder, longer. I do feel like I've been basically charged up with antioxidants, with a little bit of like a mental boost. Speaking of mental boost, let's talk about a huge, very important, often becoming people's favorite medicinal mushroom these days, and that is lion's mane mushroom. Lion's mane contains substances that have been shown to increase nerve growth factor. That means that because we have been bombarded with things that just break down our nervous system, that are not good for our brain, lion's mane may really help you. I mean, it gives this nice heady buzz, but I mean, it's not at all like a jittery stimulation. It is like a deep calm, but like you definitely, I feel it in my head. I really enjoy that. Lion's mane, I plan on taking for the rest of my life. All right, next mushroom is Cordyceps. Cordyceps is like the athletic mushroom. I feel like I want to use energy physically when I take Cordyceps. I do feel a nice mental focus feeling from it, but that energy is very much an athletic energy. Cordyceps has been used by many athletes for high performance. There's even certain competitions out there where they have banned Cordyceps because it is that powerful. There are a bunch of other medicinal mushrooms out there like turkey tail, and actually this tree, this dead oak that I'm sitting on, is a turkey tail. Like every part of it has been taken over by turkey tail, and the little fruiting bodies are sticking out right here. So turkey tail and shiitake and maitake, all these mushrooms generally give you this nice feeling of this nice long burning energy. I don't find that any of them have quite the distinct mental boost the way the other mushrooms I just mentioned, but especially when you combine them, it feels really good. And just so you know, I've spent the last decade sourcing medicinal mushrooms from around the world. If you want the best reishi that has no funky flavor, it has more of a coffee-like flavor, and will definitely give you that distinct mental uplift, do look at my product called Epic Reishi. It's an organic reishi that's grown in a very special way, and it's half reishi spores and half reishi fruiting body. It's really good stuff. And then I have a product called Mushroom Immunity, which is all the medicinal mushrooms all in one. It's like it covers all the bases, and it's really high in reishi and chaga, but also the third highest is lion's mane, and a great dosage of every other one. All right, next let's talk about some of the plants, starting with maca root. Now, maca grows high in the Andes in Peru, and it has these hormonal benefits. It's considered great for fertility, definitely restorative for adrenal function, and it's like one of the ultimate natural aphrodisiacs. It gives a nice thermogenic, a warming feeling. It's a perfect pre-workout. I find that it's also great for date night. It gives this nice rush. It's, again, just like Cordyceps, gives you this physical energy that you want to use, but it also is shown to increase cognitive function, and it's fun stuff. I mean, it's just fun to take. It makes you feel good. What an amazing joy. Ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is a root from Ayurveda. It's often been called Indian ginseng, but it's distinct from ginseng, which I'll address later. Ashwagandha is a perfect example of an adaptogen that is both energizing and calming at the same time. It gives you this deep energy, but it really has this super calm, dreamy feeling. You can take it right before bed. You can take it right in the morning. I really just love that calm feeling of ashwagandha. It's becoming one of the most popular adaptogens because of that anxiolytic or anti-anxiety effect that it has. Tulsi or holy basil is an interesting herb. I like sipping on a Tulsi tea or using a little extract. I just feel like this nice little lift and a little mental clarity, feel a little more oxygenated in my body. Gynostemma is a powerhouse. It is like really inexpensive ginseng. Gynostemma just makes me want to go. I just feel like I have this unlimited energy for hours after I take it. I feel much more impervious to stress. I also feel like I had a nice sophisticated tea. Noni is such a fun fruit to take. It's just so rich in polysaccharides and sulfur. It just makes me feel charged up, like I had it in Hawaii. It grows in the tropics. I had it fresh in Hawaii, and then I went body surfing. I just was like easily pummeling those waves. I love Noni so much. Shilajit, the boulder crusher. This is this natural pitch that oozes out of mountains. It has fulvic acid, and man, it is It is fun stuff. You really feel like you have some longevity in your gut when you're eating it. Like I feel charged up and ready to go. Red asparagus root. Now this one has a more distinct feeling of levity. I have a product that is organic red asparagus root extract, and I felt that the most appropriate name for it was levity. It's often considered the flying herb. Totally different from other species of asparagus, including the vegetable. It is this red gummy root that has these compounds that give you this really nice, gentle buzz. I mean, it is fun to take. It's cooling. It's great to take early on in the day, and it gives it that extra impervious feeling to stress. But I really like to take it at the end of the day so I can just calm down and chillax with red asparagus root. What a delightful herb. I'm so glad that exists. It's very rare. Shou Wu. Shou Wu is a root. It's really high in resveratrol-like antioxidants called stilbene glycosides, and it also is a naturally occurring gentle MAOI, which means that it inhibits the breakdown of good neurotransmitters like phenethylamine and dopamine. So it's giving your body and brain a better dosage of what might be depleted because of all that social media scrolling, which of course is not exactly great for your dopamine receptors. But when you can nourish those back up and get better balance, then that should help, along with maybe some other behavioral modifications, for you to naturally have a much healthier motivation and reward system going on. Shou Wu is a great social lubricant, and it's definitely like gives you a nice aphrodisial, fertility boosting, sexual libido boosting feeling, but it's super restorative. So it's very calming, but again, it has that deep reservoir of energy feeling. Pearl extract, top Chinese tonic herb. It is actually from oyster pearls that are ground and extracted and made bioavailable. It's not just calcium in there. There's all kinds of substances, amino acids, minerals, and things that are so great for your gut. I feel like I'm drinking an elite creme de la creme bone broth, because it pretty much is a bone broth of pearls. And like bone broth, I feel nourished to the core and deeply calm, but also charged up for long burning energy. Morinda. Morinda is also a warming, thermogenic, invigorating root like maca, but it's from Asia. And that is also one of my favorite pre-workout tonics. I feel ready to conquer the world on that. Panax ginseng and American ginseng. Mostly similar effects. American ginseng is a little more restorative and cooling. And Panax ginseng, Asian ginseng, more warming, a little more invigorating. When you get good ginseng extracts, they give this nice, serene, calm, uplifting energy in one's mind. Goji berries are a lot of fun, and when you actually make an extract out of them where you're removing a lot of that fructose and sugary dried fruitiness of them and actually focus on the polysaccharide content and other restorative compounds in them, they are just delightful, uplifting tonics, and I really love the kind of bright happiness feeling that goji extract gives me. Eleuthero, otherwise known as Siberian ginseng, gives me this long burning drive feeling, not so much like a heady feeling, but definitely gives me this long burning energy feeling. Astragalus is an awesome Chinese tonic herb. It's a root that imparts so many longevity properties, and I would say the feeling I get most of my energy is just like rising up. I want to use that energy both physically and mentally, and so astragalus is like, that's energy you can't ignore. I feel that and want to use, and especially for the first hour after taking it. That's powerful stuff. Schisandra Berry is a very interesting one because, again, distinct calm and energy. I especially feel a little bit lighter, calm feeling from Schisandra. Just a nice upliftment. Rhodiola. Now, rhodiola is another MAOI. It's got some serious uplifting power. Cognitive function improvement, cardiovascular improvement. Rhodiola is definitely going, if you take a bigger dosage, it'll give you a rush that you will definitely want to use. Rhodiola basically makes me feel like I took all the cardiovascular power of my body and put it into my brain. Cistanche is another warming Chinese tonic herb that is particularly aphrodisiacal, and I really love that extra warm boost that it gives me. Sometimes I don't want too much of it, especially if I've already had like maca and other warming herbs, but sometimes I will take a bunch of it, and I just love that. It's a sexy energy. I love that. Pine pollen. Pine pollen is rich in androgens, and so it can be used to help give you a better hormone balance. Let's talk mucuna. Mucuna has naturally occurring L-dopa, which is a precursor to dopamine. Taking mucuna can definitely help nourish your neurotransmitter function so that you can have a better focus, elevated mood, and can be an important part for helping restore your motivation, reward, getting goals met and done in your life. Mucuna definitely feels really uplifting. I enjoy it. Luckily, it has kind of this, it comes from this pod, so some extracts almost have like a peanut butter flavor. I know some people respond more to it because everyone's biochemistry is different. With mucuna, I feel like every time I take it, my neurotransmitters are happier. So that covers the top adaptogens. There are many other very notable adaptogens from around the world. If there's any that I didn't mention, please list them in the comment section below and tell me why you love them. If there are any that you have questions about, again, please feel free to ask. And if I did mention one but makes you feel like a little different, please share your experience. We're all different. Every time we take an adaptogen, we're different, and that's what makes adaptogens so beautiful, is that they are sustainable, they're safe for daily use, they're not a drug, they're not a stimulant, they're always going to have a holistic balancing effect, and that makes them really fascinating, not just to learn about, but to actually take and experience yourself. I could educate you about them all day long, but the greatest education is actually when you imbibe these things yourself and actually live the learnings. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, give me a subscribe, and I'll see you soon.